Thanks so much for joining me on this episode on As It Relates to Podcasting. I'm Simona. I'm your host, and this is part 2 of our 4-part series all about monetization. And today we're going a little bit deeper. We're talking about monetizing your podcast and diversifying your revenue streams beyond ads and sponsorships. If you want to learn more about advertising and sponsorship, you can go back to the last episode that was just aired or the one previous to this one, because that episode is jam-packed with all of the information that you need when it comes to that topic specifically. Now, before we get into this topic today, I do want to remind you that I have a freebie that's available for download. You can check the episode notes for the link. And through this freebie, you can get access to all of my best monetization tips and strategies. So definitely check that out. The link is in the episode notes, and it is completely free for you to check out and access. And it'll summarize a lot of the tips that you're going to learn here today, that you learned last week, and that you're going to learn in the rest of the series as well. So let's talk about diversifying your monetization plan beyond advertising and sponsorship, because while ads and sponsorship are the most common way to monetize your podcast, I don't necessarily think they are always the best way. And let me tell you why. There are plenty of alternative ways for you to do this, for you to generate income, and for you to sustainably monetize your show in a way that feels aligned for you and in a way that makes the most sense for you, for your podcast strategy, and for your overall business growth. So one of the first things that I want to talk about when it comes to these alternative ways to monetize, if you will, are these crowdfunding platforms. So something like Patreon or a membership program where you can give people access to a little bit more, a little bit behind the scenes, for them to collaborate with your podcast on a deeper level. What's really great about platforms like this is that it allows your fans to connect with you and support you directly by making those recurring contributions. And it's also incentivizing for yourself as the creator, because you see all of these amazing people who are joining your community who want to hear and learn more. So some ways that you can take a Patreon account, for example, and create valuable content for it would be to put behind the scenes episodes, answer some Q&As, give access to content earlier, or give your patrons, give your members something exclusive that they only get access to if they join you behind the scenes. Now, I have a Patreon for this podcast, and one of the ways that I use this Patreon is a couple ways. The first way that I use this Patreon is to answer any Q&As that I get from my community or from listeners, any questions that I get that come in. I give in-depth answers over on Patreon. And also, you get access to all of the episodes for the entire month in advance. So if you want to binge the entire series, all you have to do is become a patron, and you get access to all of the content before it goes live. So that way you don't have to wait for it to come out in order to access it all and in order to get all the information that you want right away. Now, I love using it this way, and there's so many different ways that you can use a Patreon account for your podcast. Some other ways include doing behind the scenes interviews like I was mentioning before, giving a little snippet or behind the scenes of something you may have cut from your editing process and uploading it for them. Any downloadables, free resources, free guides, anything like that is always really nice for people to have access to. And maybe even a private channel or like a private Discord server or something like that for people to collaborate and to communicate and to get to know each other on a deeper level. So the idea and the intention behind this here is that you're creating a deeper community, a deeply rooted community, and you're providing them with value, and you're making them feel like they're part of something more. And that is what people really want to feel, especially when they're investing money into you and into your podcast. So on that note, this can really be one of the most amazing benefits to having a crowdfunding platform, because it gives you the ability to offer something additional that they may not have access to without it, right? And you're giving them extra perks, and you're thanking your supporters in a more significant way. And so like I mentioned, some of this can be access to a private community, early access to episodes, or personalized shout outs. You can even do something really cool around that too. So don't let yourself be limited to what you can create through a Patreon account or a crowdfunding platform, because the opportunities are truly, truly endless. Okay, let's move on from crowdfunding really quick, and let's talk a little bit about affiliate marketing to generate revenue. Now, when I first started podcasting, affiliate marketing was not something that I even had on my radar or even considered in the slightest. I didn't really know what it was, to be honest with you, but it is such an incredible way to generate some more income for your podcast, for your business, because essentially what you're doing is you're partnering with different companies and you're promoting their product or their service to your community with a unique link. And this unique link gives you a kickback of some kind. So 10% off of, or 10% of the revenue of whatever it is that you're selling, or maybe, $200 towards X, Y, and Z. And the idea is that you are sharing the product, but you're sharing a product that you truly believe in and that you truly support with your audience and with your community, because you want to share that product with them, right? So you should never put anything, in my opinion, as an affiliate link if it's not something that you would genuinely sell or be excited to promote all over or talk about in general. If you're not excited about it and if it's not something that you actually believe in, don't become an affiliate for it, because people can see through that. And the key with affiliate marketing is having it be relevant to your audience. So for example, I'm an affiliate with a few different products. So one of them is Descript. That's the editing software that I use. I love that platform. So naturally, I am going to promote that service because it's something that I truly believe in and that I know would be helpful for you as my listener to also check out as well. Another one that I'm an affiliate for is Canva. Another one that I'm an affiliate for is an email marketing service, also ConvertKit. There are so many different ones. And so the idea is that when people go through and are checking, the different links that you might be sharing in your show notes or your episode notes, all of those notes can be affiliate links. So even books as well. So if you have a guest on your podcast or you're recommending a book maybe to somebody who's listening, a book that you really loved, a book that really stuck with you, you can take that book and you can turn it into an affiliate link. And what's really great about that is it just puts a little bit more revenue back into your pocket. So the key here is to identify products and services that align with you, like I mentioned, and then also to promote those products through dedicated episodes, through your show notes, through your social media posts, through your email marketing, and using those unique affiliate links to get the kickback that you are trying to with this type of marketing strategy. What happens is you're going to earn a commission for every single purchase made through that link, or every time someone spends, or whatever the agreement is with the company and with the platform that you're using to create these affiliate links with. And it can eventually become an alternative revenue stream for you, a passive revenue income stream for you. I notice for myself, the more that I share about all of my affiliate links, it's a couple dollars here, a couple dollars here, but then eventually it starts to add up and it actually becomes quite beautiful. And it's really exciting to see, the products and services that you believe in, that I believe in, and that I recommend to my audience, to my listener, like to wherever, that people are actually using it. And I just absolutely love that. It makes me super, super happy. As I mentioned, using affiliate links works best when you are doing it with products and services that you truly believe in. And the reason why is because your audience trusts you. Your community believes in you. And so when you start promoting products or services that you don't actually wholeheartedly believe in yourself, your audience can feel that. So if you're signing up to be an affiliate for a product or a service and you're taking that link and you're putting it on your podcast, you have to make sure that whatever that product is something that you use, something that you believe in, and something that you are so aligned and so behind selling. This is so key to the success of your affiliate campaigns because people can sense inauthenticity, and it's really important that you're putting your name behind products and behind services that you truly, truly, truly believe in. Nobody wants to be selling something that they don't believe in. No one wants those really tacky sales, pushy types of strategies. I want to talk quickly about another way that you can monetize your podcast and get the name of your show out there even more and generate more revenue is through partnerships and collaborations, but in a little bit of a different way, not in the traditional way that we talked about in the last episode. So one of the ways that you can do this is by connecting to other podcasters or to other brands in your niche to explore different ways that you can collaborate together. So this can involve promoting each other's shows, exchanging guest appearances, or even creating joint episodes. You can also collaborate on a newsletter, for example. You can collaborate on some social media content, but ultimately by cross-promoting each other and cross-promoting each other's brands, you're tapping into a new audience, right? You're tapping into an audience who have not yet seen your content and who might be new to you and you new to them, right? So it's really key to think strategically about how can you leverage different partnerships and different relationships that you have to create a more holistic, approach for your podcast, but also that you can tap into new markets and new people, and new listeners, new audience, maybe for something that you never would have imagined before, right? And hitting different ears that you never would have thought that you would. You can also collaborate on a sponsored event. You can create episodes that highlight the brand's product or services in an authentic and engaging way. And you can do different revenue sharing models. So you can create exclusive content and joint projects where the revenue is divided between the different collaborators, which is really cool. And, partnerships like this are not only great for your bottom line, but they also create new relationships and allow you to expand your network way past what you thought possible. The next one that I want to talk about here is live events and educational courses. So these are also really relevant for you and really worthwhile avenues of exploring when it comes to podcasting, because when you organize a live event like a meetup or a workshop or a live podcast recording or something like that, your fans can attend, your listeners can attend, and they can engage with you in real life. And they can get really excited about the content that you are creating. But you can also do this in so many different ways, because you can offer some merch, you can offer a VIP experience, you can offer a meet and greet, you can do all kinds of stuff, right? You can do a table read, like you can do so many different things with this. And events not only provide a really unique experience to your audience, but they're actually way more meaningful, and they allow your audience to connect with you on a way deeper level and remember you in a different way. Now, another thing that I will touch on really quick before we wrap up this episode today is consider developing different courses or workshops that are related to your podcast's niche, and to charge for access to those. That could also be like very short free trainings, for example, or, a special masterclass or something like that. Because ultimately what happens is when you're sharing your expertise with your audience, that can be a very viable and a very valuable source of income for you as the creator, because you're tapping into a whole new audience and you're giving them a way, way, way more tailored experience than what they might be used to listening to on your podcast. So that's really cool too. And you can go really in depth into the skills and the knowledge that you have, so that when your listener is listening to your podcast episode, maybe they want to learn something more from you even further in the future. And so you're creating that relationship there and allowing them to do that. What's really great about this, though, is that you're not only just positioning yourself in a great place to generate some more revenue, but you're also positioning yourself as the authority in your field, which is ultimately, at the end of the day, one of the best ways for you to bring additional income and revenue into your podcast business. Also, I will say, as we close out this episode today, you have to make sure that whatever strategy you're taking is something that is actually going to be valuable for you and something that's actually going to work for you, and that it makes sense for your audience as well. It's not a one size fits all, right? It definitely takes trial and error, and you can also experiment with different approaches, which is really key as well. And you can analyze the results to optimize your monetization strategies. So this does not mean that you just need to pick one and stick with one forever, but instead you can try a couple different ones and see how they work out for you. Be sure to keep an eye out for your listener engagement and listener feedback to hear what is resonating with people and what your audience is loving and actually purchasing from you, and how those different things are converting. And as we close out this episode, I will remind you that I do have a freebie for download. The link is in the episode notes, and you can go and check that out. And it's going to give you all of the strategies and a recap that we're talking about across this 4-episode series. So I would love if you could check that out. The link is in the notes. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode on As It Relates to Podcasting. Share it with someone that you know needs to hear this, another podcaster or creator that would find value in learning how to monetize their podcast, especially through these different strategies. And I will see you on the next episode.